Hello, I'm Bob Coker. For the next 5 minutes, you will hear a discussion by subject matter experts in the area of facial examination, discuss the best practices for using the new facial recognition algorithms along with trained examiners. Our instructors will also discuss courses that we have for police chiefs, users, and examiners. I hope you enjoy the next 5 minutes, and if you have additional questions, please contact us. Thank you.
Ideal Innovations was founded in 1998 by a retired colonel from the Army. The intent of the organization was to provide some biometrics and forensics support services to the Department of Defense. That included some services that were provided overseas during recent conflicts in the Middle East. As a result of that, we've been very active in continuing to provide support to the Defense Department, especially when it comes to forensics and biometrics, to include facial examination. Differences between facial recognition and facial examination. Facial recognition is the technology that allows the sourcing and collection of faces and stored in a database and can be searched in that database. The examination piece is when a human that's trained and qualified to look at these images can compare one to many or one to one to determine if indeed they're from the same source. We developed a course for administrators. We felt it was important that something be provided to those that are involved with the supervision of a department, and not at a real high technical level, but more at an overview level. We do look at the technology with an overview of the facial recognition systems, the algorithms that support them, and the supporting hardware. We also address best practices such that are in line with the SOPs of the department and standards and guidelines that are available for facial recognition. We have a policy piece that is conforming to the state, local, and federal laws that may apply to this. We have a strategic communication plan that allows administrators to understand how to deal with the press, how to communicate with the public, how to deal with crisis management. And finally, we provide some information regarding studies that have been conducted in facial recognition and facial examination that support the use of trained examiners in the facial recognition.
Just like with fingerprint examiners and the fingerprint systems needing a trained examiner at the very end to do the adjudication of the candidate lists, it's the same way with face and face recognition systems. You need a trained examiner in order to adjudicate those candidate lists. There are studies done by multiple people that say that trained examiners do better than untrained examiners, and that training is an absolute necessity. And so I think that that's a real big reason on why you really need to have training. It's a specialized discipline, and so having that specialized training on how to compare a face is very important. Ideal Innovations Incorporated offers 3 classes geared towards the examiner, all built to current industry standards and guidelines. The first class is a 16-hour introductory class geared towards those people who are just starting into facial recognition systems, have no experience. And this class does a very high-level overview of things like history, the science and anatomy, like the bones and the muscles of the face, the morphology of the face, and some comparison methodologies. And this class is built to a large student-to-instructor ratio, up to 100 students per instructor. The second class that we offer is a 40-hour basic class. And this class is geared towards those who have no experience in facial comparisons or people who have been doing comparisons for a while. Anybody can benefit from this one. This one goes into more in-depth on the science, the history, the anatomy, the morphology of the face, including the stability of the face. So things like expression changes, goes into the imaging conditions that we face with compression and pose and angle, and also into some of the other challenges we face in the discipline with bias and how to help eliminate and avoid bias as much as possible, as well as comparison methodologies within the discipline. And this class is definitely geared more towards a smaller student to instructor ratio, 12 students to 1 instructor, so there's more time for the instructor to give more one-on-one experiences and feedback to the student. Our third class is a 16-hour refresher class. And this class is geared towards somebody who's taken our 40-hour class or an equivalent class from somebody else. And it gives that annual training for the student who needs to be tested and learn more about what the current updated new standards and guidelines are out there for the discipline. You can sign up for the open classes on our website at idealinnovations.com. Or if you're interested in hosting a class at your agency for just specific to your agency or for others as well, you can email us at forensics@idealinnovations.com and we can provide a quote on how much it would cost for us to come out to you.